Good day, mans and sirs, and welcome to the Number 9 with Tommy podcast, episode 26. Today I come to you from CT while my co-host is in Texas. I have a big old belly, but that motherfucker's got some breasts. While diabetes and heart disease argue over who the next is, we're both done with dinner and planning out our breakfast. The best gift I ever got was a car starter, but Tommy's favorite present was a creamy pearl necklace. We hope to bring you a show with quality in the sound, but we've never recorded this without the other around. Let's see if we can appease the number 9ers all abound, while the paramedics resuscitate Tommy's 69 partner on the ground. You're down there where everything's bigger, where they still think it's okay to use the word over yonder. Tommy fucking Washington, what's been up, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm withering away to nothing, as you can see.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you're going to come through super loud on this, and I'm going to come through super muffled, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm currently messing around with some settings. Hopefully we can get that fixed. But anyway, I'm doing pretty good. Had to go to Texas for a few days. Definitely going to have this episode coming out from Texas. We were just discussing off air that we might do the next one from Texas as well. See how that goes. I guess we'll have to wait to see what this one sounds like.
Yeah.
Hey, Pat, you want to know what I just realized as well?
What's that, buddy?
We don't have any of the intro music for anything.
Why not?
Because it's all on my computer at home, and I'm using a laptop, so I can't splice in mail time or anything like that.
Well, you can after the fact. Like, the people who listen to it right away will have to deal with, like, I'll sing, and you can sing, and we'll sing. It'll be beautiful. But then you can put the music in later on, right?
I'm not going to do that.
But it wasn't an issue of are you going to. You could. You're choosing not to.
Yeah, it would be very hard to do all that. Like, after I upload it and everything, why would I go back and redo it all?
Wouldn't it? I guess because then you'd have to delete it and re-add it. Then we'd lose credit for the downloads that we had, right?
No. I could edit it at any time. But that doesn't matter. Anyway. You want to do some mail time?
Let's do it up.
Alright, Pat, so we got a bunch of mail this week, mainly from your brothers. I want to throw this out there. We did get two donations on the website this week. Thank you, Mr. Don Raup, and thank you, Miss Erica Washington. Anybody that wants to donate to the podcast, you can go to www.number9podcast.com and go down to the bottom of the page, and you can hit that donation button and send us in some money to help us going. Help us keep going.
I like that since we don't have that, we just constantly plug ourselves.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with the first email we got this week, and that was from Mr. Don Raup. The title was, Would You Rather? Would you rather eat glass, listen to more of these two read Would You Rathers? His answer was eat hot melting glass. Other than that, great podcast. Thanks, Don. Appreciate that.
Listen, if the glass is melting, that wouldn't be sharp shards. That sounds less painful than just regular glass.
Yeah. He doesn't really like the Would You Rathers, which I don't think we're going to do those today, so lucky you, Don. Our next one comes from we're going to call him Old Man Clutch.
Old Man Clutch.
Old Man Clutch. In response to your question, I find it hard to nail down a definitive answer. First, big ups to you.
Hold on. Let's review the question.
Okay.
The question, if you could suck your own dick, would you swallow? Now, in response to that.
Yes. So, I find it hard to nail down a definitive answer. First, big ups to the intelligent design for not giving up the capability of on a large scale. Apparently, some mofos can make it happen. Because I'd probably not even be here. I get it. You either, in fact, would probably only be one person on the planet, Adam. Secondly, if I could make the reach, I think I would initially intend on just blasting off in a paper towel, rag, or the preteen go-to, a sock. That is a go-to, right? But as the days turn into weeks and the weeks somehow end up being decades, I can only assume human nature would eventually rear its ugly head and make me wonder. I wonder what it tastes like. I probably I probably wouldn't try tasting it, but no one would. I know that's not the answer, but I obviously didn't want to answer any effing way. How about a standard question like, where did everything in the universe come from, and wherever that is, where it is that? What the Anyway, I love you motherfuckers. Sincerely, Old Man Clutch.
Old Man Clutch says that if Papa Clutch could pop a boner and sucky suck, he would not be here. And he's probably right.
I get what he's saying. Makes sense. And then all of a sudden tonight, in a matter of 5 minutes, we got 3 emails.
I made some effort.
From 3 different Gallaghers, apparently.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't enjoy making the effort. I didn't even reach out to the 4th brother because I got 3 out of 3 answers, so it's like, fuck this, I'm done.
Alright, so the first email comes in from the oldest one. The answer is Huh?
I'll call him Yoda.
Yeah, Yoda. The answer is absolutely. And yes, I would swallow. Then I would tell her how great it was, and if she didn't want to do it, who cares? I could give myself blowjobs daily, so I wouldn't need her for anything, and I would just spit from then on out. Ugh. But you never know. Maybe this shit is yummy. All right, Yoda.
Yeah, this is complicated. So he took this one step further, and not only like would I do it, but why would I do it? He really thought this shit through.
Yeah.
I also appreciate the fact that this is all like an act of tomfoolery, and he's going to do this to convince her that it's a good idea, and if she doesn't buy into it, he's just going to keep doing it anyways, but not go all the way with himself.
Yeah. This one comes from the second youngest Gallagher.
That's
What's that?
That's the Hulk.
The Hulk. But the answer is yes now. The swallowing has nothing. Just like when I jerk off, so why do it? Okay.
So I said, like, the answer can't be yes or no. So he's saying, like, what, the answer is yes or no. And it's no, because it adds nothing. I disagree. When I'm being filleted, there's a certain, listen, if you're going to empty my coin purse, I want you to keep the change. I'm not asking for change back.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not a big fan if they don't swallow it down, you know what I mean?
I'm with you.
And finally, this one comes from obviously Captain America, the most sophisticated Gallagher. Tommy, thanks for putting.
We're gonna see the gap in education in all of the Gallaghers right now.
Tommy, thanks for putting up with my baby bro. He needs a lot of interaction. No shit. He has to get all his words out. Allowing him to do so is
arduous.
Yeah, man, you gotta read these, dude. He uses big words. I'm dumb.
I gotta flip to the email then.
Hold on, man. How the hell have you been talking to me?
I was on the damn chat thing.
Yeah, well, however you're talking to me right now, keep doing it that way. It sounds a lot better.
I didn't change anything.
You changed something. You changed something significantly.
I got out of the video to go into the email.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, keep doing it that way.
All right, Tommy. Thanks for putting up with my baby bro. He needs a lot of interaction. He has to get all his words out. Allowing him to do so is an arduous, thankless endeavor, which requires the patience of a saint and the listening ability of an army of psychologists.
No shit.
I am certain, however, that if he could suck his own dick, that he would not only swallow, he would gargle first because he thinks it's sexy. Tribute to the if you want to guess sometime, see ya, Captain America.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So tell me if the sound quality goes down when I open the video back up. Did it just get shitty again?
No,
I
it
don't know
must
what
have
that
been
was.
it must have been when you were holding the tablet.
Well, the voice was right up against the pillow, so that could be pretty muffled.
Yeah. So all right, that's mail time this week. From here we can move right into movie reviews.
Got mail that makes me wanna wear mail.
No, that's in the beginning, Pat. You gotta sing the Eminem verse now.
Hey, it's me, Versace. Whoops, somebody shot me. Now she's checking the mail. Get it? Checking the mail.
All right, and that so now we're gonna do movie reviews. Pat didn't watch 1917 like he was supposed to. Big surprise there.
$6 for a fucking movie.
Yeah, I don't see what the problem is.
You know I can go to AMC on Tuesday for the matinee for $5.
Okay, so go see it at matinee. I don't tell you.
Yo, how about, did you know, because there's no movies out right now because of the whole, coronavirus thing, that the movie theaters are actually, like right now, there's all kinds of horror movies out in the movie theaters that are really, really old.
Yeah, because they're trying to get people in to see movies.
That's fucking sweet.
Hey Pat, we hit that 10-minute mark. If you want to give us a little fun fact for the election tomorrow.
Did not grab my stack of facts. I'm gonna have to grab those. Oh, everything hurts. Okay. This is what happens when a fat man has to move. I gotta
All
get
right.
off it.
So while you're moving around, I'll tell everybody.
Phone.
What happened?
I had an alarm going off on my phone.
Oh, what else is new?
Yeah.
At least I can't hear him now. So I watched Mr. Brooks today.
Yep.
I gotta say it was pretty good. It was kind of predictable at the end. Like you kind of knew what was gonna happen. What really got me was the dream that he has.
Yeah, the false end.
Yeah, the false end, because I was like, oh, I saw that coming. You know what I mean? And then he's scared to death and he's mumbling to himself in his sleep. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie. It's definitely worth a watch. I'd give it like a 7.5, 7.6, something like that. It wasn't mind-blowing, like I said, it was pretty predictable. But it was a pretty good, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Funny story about this movie, I tried to watch it on a plane yesterday on my way down here. And I have a pretty big laptop. It's like a 17-inch monitor. So I'm sitting on a plane, and I'm a big guy, and I go to open the laptop, and I didn't have a lot of space in front of me, and I couldn't get the laptop open to watch the movie. So I watched, what did I watch on the way down here? What was the first movie I watched? I forget. Oh, Motherless Brooklyn. You ever seen that?
No.
Why don't you watch that this week? Why don't you make that for your movie since you're not going to watch 1917? It's a decent movie. Motherless Brooklyn. It's with Edward Norton's in it.
Okay.
Who plays? Oh, Bruce Willis is in it. It's about a bunch of kids that get adopted that are from an orphanage, and this guy takes care of them. When they get older, he pretty much adopts them. He's a private eye, and he hires all these kids out of the orphanage, and they go to work for him. And one of them has Tourette's, and it was back in like the 50s or 60s, and they didn't know what Tourette's was then. So but he has a really smart mind. Like he remembers everything. It's just if you say certain words, it triggers his brain, and he acts like an idiot. So I thought it was a pretty good movie. It's a little slow, so it's definitely your type of movie.
Okay,
I think you'll enjoy it.
I'm in.
All right. And then we have to watch Idiocracy, right?
Idiocracy.
Yeah, Idiocracy. Yep. Not gonna say that again. You ready for that fun fact, Pat?
Yeah, I got a couple of them saved up. You ready?
Yeah.
Number 1. In most places, elections are held on Sundays because voters in the U.S. may head to the polls on Tuesdays, but the rest of the world prefers to save its votes for Sunday. Interestingly, countries in which English is the primary language tend to be the exception to this rule. In Canada, citizens vote on Mondays, Brits vote on Thursdays, Australians and New Zealanders vote on Saturdays. The American vote wasn't always limited to Tuesday by law. Instead, it's a holdover from the 19th century, when farmers were often forced to travel long distances to the polling station and needed enough time to make it back home in market day, which would be Wednesday. So we vote on Tuesdays because of farming.
Huh, that makes sense. I mean, if you were a mail-in voter, then you just vote whenever the hell you feel like it.
I'm sure there are lots of mail-in voting things coming up, Tommy.
So today is Monday. Obviously, we're recording this a day late. I saw the news earlier today. 95 million Americans have already voted by early voting or mail-in voting.
What's the normal turnout?
The last election was a record high, and I think it was 130. So they're gonna blow that number out of the water. I guess the real question is how many dead people voted, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, I hear you.
And actually, here's a little: if you early voted and you died, does your vote really count?
That's an interesting point. Like if you vote and then die.
Yeah, like say you early voted 3 weeks ago, and you died last week. Does your early vote still count?
I assume so.
It shouldn't. I mean, typically you can only vote on election day.
I don't know, man.
Just saying. So that's it for movie reviews. We did mail time. What else we got on this ballot?
Ooh, that's a great question, Tommy. I don't know the answer. Hey, did you guys get trick-or-treaters?
At my house, yes, we got a few. I was up there. I stopped at your house that night to get the basketball hoop for Colin.
Yeah, what am
Which
I
was-
talking about?
Yeah, it was a nightmare. So when I was back at my house rebuilding it, we had a couple people come up. We actually went to a friend's house, or Erica took Colin to a friend's house that night to hang out with their kids. They went trick-or-treating around their neighborhood, and we ended up staying there till about 10.
Did you go Sam?
What's that?
Did you go trick-or-treating with Sam?
I'm not sure who Sam is.
Samantha, the beach shitter?
No.
Okay.
No, she wasn't part of the crew. He has a couple other friends, but she was not there. That would have been funny. No, it was a couple of... He was pretty pumped because he got to hang out with... they're all in 8th grade, and he's in 6th grade. So that was pretty cool for him to be able to hang out with a bunch of 8th graders all night.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I think he had a pretty good night, and then his football game got canceled Sunday because of the snow on the field. I assume there's still snow on the ground up there.
No.
So,
It's
no?
kind of rain. It's all gone.
Well, that's good. I know it's supposed to warm up by the end of the week, so hopefully his game this weekend won't get canceled. But we'll see what happens with that. Speaking of football, Pat, do you get to watch any football this weekend?
Sure did.
What games do you watch?
I watched, holy shit. I watched the Bengals game, and I watched the Dolphins game.
I gotta tell you, I'm doing horribly in the pool this week. I think I have 5 wins. Not too good. The only game I got to watch in pretty much its entirety yesterday was the Niners game because I was flying through the middle of the day.
Who'd they play?
They played Seattle, and it was not pretty. It was not pretty. And then Jimmy G's hurt again. I got an update today that he's being benched indefinitely, and Kittle's going to be out. So,
Benched for injury or benched for performance?
I think it's a mixture of both. He did re-injure his ankle yesterday again, it looked like. Let's see if I still have it on my phone. I think I cleared it by accident. Yeah, I cleared it on my phone. So, I didn't read the article because I didn't have a chance today, but it came up as like an update, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, our friend Griff there, he's a big Packers fan. I invited him over Thursday night because we're probably going to record the podcast Thursday night. And I invited him over to be on the podcast and watch the game, especially with our new screen setup down there. And he's out on that one. His excuse is he has to work at 6 a.m. on Friday, so he's going to pass, but it's because he's scared that the Niners are going to beat him.
Well, I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know what, but Rodgers does not do very well against the Niners ever. Like if you go and look at his record, it's not very well. So, but I don't see why, unless the Niners can do a real good job with the run. But a couple of their running backs are out and stuff, so see how that goes. But I'm pretty pumped that everybody that listens to our show, so the 5 people will be able to hear me freaking out Thursday night while we're recording, and I'm watching a game.
It will be nice to be able to mix the two.
Yeah, it should be fun. Yeah, so anything else going on, Pat? I spent my whole day yesterday flying. We recorded last Wednesday. I've had a busy few days, so kind of out of touch with reality about what's going on in the world.
I have spent several days in a row listening to the fucking rallies, the Trump and Biden, because it's on behind my fucking head at work.
Yeah.
And nothing else is on. Like, that's all they're doing is just showing these fucking rallies. I can't believe how much those motherfuckers travel this week. It's insane.
Well, Trump hit 5 states yesterday and today, I believe.
Yeah, that's absolute insanity.
Yeah, it's he travels a lot more than Biden does. I think Biden turned it up the last few days, but I mean he was doing 4 and 5 rallies a day, or 3 and 4 rallies a day last week.
Yeah. I did. Did you see in Florida they partied till like 1 a.m. after a Trump rally?
Yeah, it was last night. It was Sunday night. They went till 1 a.m. No, his rally ended around 1 a.m.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they weren't partying. That's when his rally ended. He actually, in 2016, he ended it in Michigan, I believe, and it ended right at midnight on Election Day.
Yeah.
And I think he's planning on doing the same thing today, is what they were saying. But we'll see how that goes.
He's an old man to be partying like that.
Yeah, but dude, like, if you look at the 2 candidates, right, and I'm going to try not to be too biased towards one or the other, but that's a clear difference to me. The amount of stamina that Trump has at 74 years old versus Biden, who, like, looks like he's half dead all the time. And, like, there's no way he's staying out at a rally till 12 in the morning. You know what I mean?
I'm 35. I couldn't stay at a rally till 12 in the morning.
Yeah, I mean,
for a movie.
But hey, that's the way it goes. You know what I mean? So Pat, we blew right by the question you asked last week. We didn't, we didn't even get into why you asked the question.
Yeah, which is this is why this is important. So so as a perfect example, you didn't give your answer. What was your answer?
I would definitely do it. I don't know if I'd swallow. It kind of grosses, like the thought of it kind of makes me gag.
Okay.
But I mean, listen, there's not a single person on this planet that if you asked them if you could suck their dick, if they would do it or not. I mean, that's just, that's a guarantee. No, like if you could suck your own penis, people would, like, it's a guarantee.
So that's what I thought too. And every answer I've ever gotten, with the exception of 2, is just that. The answer is always, yes, I would suck my dick. And then there's always debate about swallowing. I myself am a fat, lazy man. I would swallow just to save for cleanup. I don't want to clean that shit up.
You're ridiculous.
I'm just being realistic, bro.
So you're going to tell a story about this?
Yeah, so I have 2 employees. We'll call them Slick Rick, which is not his real name, and Shake. And Slick Rick and Shake are in my office. They're my employees. And I pose this question to them. And the 2 of them, at the same time, agree that they wouldn't suck their own dick. Now, that wasn't even part of the question. The question wasn't, if you could suck your own dick, would you? The question was, if you could suck your own dick, would you swallow? Because it never occurred to me that the answer no to sucking your dick would be an option, right? It never even crossed my mind. So the two of them are talking about how fucking gay of a question it is. I'm like, how's that gay? And they're like, because that's sucking dick. So I'm like, I'm going to prove to you guys in 15 seconds how fucking gay both of you are, and you're going to be so mad that so they both are, I mean, they're not easygoing fellas. They're both very upset that I've even questioned their masculinity. And they're getting all Brody, you know, sticking their chest out like, oh, bro, come on, man, don't get into this. I'm like, no, hold on, let me explain. I'm like, would you give a dude a hand job? They're both like, fuck you, Pat. I'm like, well, hold on. You wouldn't give a guy a hand job because that's fucking gay. But you jerk off, right? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, but that's not gay? I'm like, nah. I'm like, all right. So you wouldn't suck another dude's dick because that's gay. But you're saying you wouldn't suck your own dick. Now, I'm saying either one, you're hiding something, or two, you're lying. But one way or the other, you think you wouldn't suck your own dick is the gayest answer possible. And they immediately changed their answers, and they're like, all right, maybe, given that logic, I would maybe suck. I'm like, yeah. So, it's just fascinating. We asked, we got what, 4 responses on it? If you include me and you, that's 6. Nobody was like, no, I wouldn't do it. Because that never even crosses somebody's mind. This is fuck yes, I would absolutely do it. If you think it's gay to suck your own dick, then you're gay for jerking off. That's the only way I can see it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I can understand why somebody wouldn't want to. I mean, no, I don't. No, I don't see it.
It's like,
yeah.
It's tough because there are things that like I won't do. I'll give you an example, but it's a weird comparison. I won't eat my boogers. You know what I mean? So it's not like, oh, it's mine, so it's okay. No, so that's still some shit's not okay.
Yeah, I have no problem eating boogers. I've done it. I still do it. I don't give a shit.
Like, really?
Yeah, fuck it.
Oh my god, it's so fucking gross. My father eats his boogers, man.
Listen, look, here, it's not like something I do all the time, but at the same time, like, I don't want to have a booger on me, and if I'm driving or something, I don't want to have it on me or flip it in my car. It's just easy to dispose of.
I'm gonna throw up. Oh my god. The problem is you're fucking serious. Oh god.
I'm just saying, bro, like, what are you gonna do? Like, you want boogers all over your car? What do you do?
At some point,
it's like saying you don't pick your nose.
We're going to have to go back. We're going to have to create a Tommy's greatest hits. It's going to start with you finding out that popcorn is made from fucking corn. Okay? We're going to slowly migrate into you blowing snot rockets when you fucking sneeze.
It doesn't happen that often.
We're going to travel down yonder, like you Texans, okay, to you wanting to have a vagina so you can get fucked by dicks finally. And we're gonna land right around you eating your own boogers. You got some doozies in there, man. That's
well, wait. Look, we're only at episode 26. What happens when we get to episode 100? You know what I mean? What kind of shit are we gonna have by then?
Dude, you're gonna be like, oh, I prefer my dildos studded when they're going inside me.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh man. What if it's I want to pose the question. It's difficult to come out.
Like if it's a wet booger?
Yep. Oh my god.
Like if it's like if it's partially dry but partially wet?
Oh god. This is so fucking bad, dude.
Oh, I didn't have the video pulled up, and I just pulled it up and I can see your face. It's hilarious.
Oh god.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm fucking red.
I'm just saying, like one like this.
Right for anybody who can't see video, which is everybody except for me and fucking Tommy, Tommy just fixed his nose and ate the booger.
There was no booger on there. But yeah, like, you ever pick one of those boogers out? You know what I mean? It's like dry at the beginning, but it's wet and it's like attached up inside your brain.
Yeah, and you like pull it out of your brain. Those I love.
Yeah, but it's wet at the end, you know?
Yeah. Oh god.
Those are the best tasting ones.
I can't do it. You're gonna have to pause.
Pat, before you throw up, let's talk about this article that Erica sent us yesterday.
Oh my god, I hate you so bad.
So Erica sends.
Hold on. This article is so much more appetizing than you eating your fucking boogers.
So I didn't read the article, did you?
Yeah, every word.
All right, so Pat can explain to it, but
I have one question. You saw the question already. I texted it to Erica.
Yeah. So I didn't read it, but this says 480-pound woman charged with involuntary manslaughter after her husband died while performing oral sex. Whew, that's a rough way to go out.
So here's the thing. If you read the article, it is not a rough way to go out for him. So, since you didn't read the article, allow me to elaborate. So, she goes on to say, not only was he performing oral sex, so I thought she sent it because it went hand in hand with what we were talking about, where we were talking about how we like to have thighs squeezed down our fucking ears like earmuffs.
Yeah.
She's talking about sitting on his face, okay?
She was sitting on his face?
She's
That's a big girl to be doing that.
Oh, it gets so much worse, Tommy.
You gotta have like a tap out or something, like, you know, like.
Yeah, like in fucking Billy Madison, the masked wrestler.
Yeah.
You're supposed to touch my leg.
Yeah.
So, the guy doesn't enjoy, like, just going down on this girl, his wife. He enjoys putting his head inside her vagina.
What?
So the reason she got involuntary manslaughter, because I'm reading this, I'm like, this is fucking bullshit, man. This is just a woman who was, like, having an intimate moment with her husband. Like, if she squeezed too hard, that's on him for being good at what he does. You know what I mean? No, he ostrich'd her fucking vagina. He buried his head in her sandpit. And so they put the time of death. Are you ready for this? 17 minutes before she realized he was dead. 17 minutes with his head inside her vagina. And then she realized that, like, this motherfucker hasn't come up for air in a while.
17 minutes?
So, yeah, the judge, I don't remember the exact verbiage, but the judge basically said it was an unsafe act. That's why she got involuntary manslaughter, because she should have known better. Which still, I mean, caught in the moment, you know, that's a tough call to make.
Hold on, how are you reasoned by the fact that this guy's head fit inside her vagina?
Well, you've ever seen porno where a guy puts his head inside a girl's vagina?
No.
No, fuck it, me neither.
You mean like straight up like his head, like a baby?
Yeah. I'd like to point out that I've never seen this on anybody other than a bald guy. I'd like to see like a guy with an afro stick his head up in a vagina.
I don't get how that
look like coming out. Oh.
I don't get how it fits in.
Well, they push babies out of those holes, man.
Yeah, when they're dilated.
I mean, consider that lesbians are fully capable of, like, you know, fisting each other on a fairly regular basis for pleasure.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a lot. A head's a lot bigger than a fist.
For the record, the cervix gets dilated, not the fucking vagina. Like, the vagina is what the vagina is. It's just very elastic. That's actually the term loose woman. You know, like you hear about girls with loose vaginas or a loose woman. You know, like she has sex a lot, so she loosens up. That's like a complete myth. The term loose is for the girl's morals. Like, she's a morally loose woman. She sleeps around. the tightness of a vagina is kind of just how it is what it is. Like, you don't beat up a vagina and make it super loose.
Yeah, I get it, bro.
Too elastic for that.
Yeah, I get it. I
So
still
this-
don't understand how a head
This
fits in
stuff,
there.
throwing it out there, super loose from the get-go.
That's gross.
He was 480 pounds, right?
Yeah.
I'm curious what the circumference of this motherfucker's head was.
Well, there's a picture of it. I mean,
Of his head?
yeah, there's a picture of him. He doesn't have a small head. And was his glasses on?
He said he doesn't have a small head.
And I mean, not for this poor girl has to live with that for the rest of her life.
It took them, I can't remember how long it said. It took them a while to, like, extract his head from her vagina.
Ugh.
Because you know, like, she called 911 and the paramedics had to get her head out of her.
That's how'd she even call the paramedics?
She called 911.
So what? She just happened to have her phone in her hand.
It's 2020, man. Her phone was probably by the bedside.
But I don't know.
That's
I don't
like
know.
the,
I
that's like
wasn't
the
there.
biggest you can give somebody.
Yeah. Pat, it's been another 10 minutes. Actually, it's been 20 minutes. You want to give us another fun fact about the election?
Okay, I'll give you two.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, George Washington and Election Day drinking. In 1758, a young candidate in Virginia for the House of Burgesses, I hope I said that right, footed a huge liquor bill to woo voters on Election Day. George Washington spent his entire campaign budget, which was 50 pounds, on 160 gallons of liquor served to 391 voters. Do the math on that. It's not much less than a half gallon per voter. Buying votes with booze was already a custom in England. Washington was following a Virginia tradition where barrels of liquor were rolled to courthouse lawns and polling places on Election Day. So,
That's awesome.
Get crunk and vote. Yeah, that's fucking fantastic. Let's see, fact number 2. In the 1800s, the agrarian economy was an important factor. So that's the, like, agriculture, agrarian. The agrarian economy was an important factor. And farmers weren't able to travel easily until the harvest was over. Also, the onset of winter conditions in areas that had winter conditions made travel a problem. So elections happened in the late fall. So that's why we vote when we vote, because we were waiting for the harvest to be over.
That makes sense.
It does make sense.
It does.
I did have some fun looking up all this election stuff. It was pretty neat stuff.
Yeah. I
I like when things make sense.
do you have any facts about the electoral college?
Hold on. I know I do. Because I remember seeing the words electoral college.
Are you going out to vote tomorrow, Pat?
Not a chance.
Did you tell work that you're going out to vote tomorrow so you can get free lunch?
I did not.
Well, I'm proud of you, Pat, for being honest.
Yeah, it took a lot out of me, though. It did.
Yeah, I'm sure you were really torn there. Do I lie and get free food, or do I tell the truth and not get free food? And for you, usually free food is the way to go.
Tommy, I'm not gonna lie. I almost voted just to get free food.
And then you realize you weren't registered?
Oh, I'm registered.
I'm
We
pretty
went on
upset.
We went on a fucking field trip my senior year and registered to vote as a group.
Yeah, but since then you've moved from the town you originally lived in, and you have to move that registration.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely didn't do that.
So you're no longer registered. I'm pretty upset. I'm not gonna be able to vote. So I got the
Man,
mail. I got the
that
ballot.
shit- Voting.
Huh?
I said after all that shit talk about mail-in voting, it's the only chance you have.
Well, no. So they mailed me a ballot, right? And the only
Yeah.
early voting we were doing in Torrington was you had to drop it off at the ballot box at City Hall, and you could do it 24 hours a day. Well, I was so upset about the mail-in voting when I got the ballot in the mail, I threw it away because I'm gonna go vote in person. Well, and then something came up. I had to leave to go help out my brother, and now I can't vote. But it is what it is. I'm doing more important things here. And to be honest with you, in the state of Connecticut, if Trump loses by one vote to win the state of Connecticut, I'm gonna be very upset. But it is what it is. I doubt he's gonna lose by one vote. He's not even gonna come close to winning the state of Connecticut.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about Connecticut. Which is, again, I don't fucking vote. There's no point. One vote, I know, everybody's vote makes a difference. My vote doesn't make a fucking difference.
Not in the state of Connecticut. Now, if you still lived in Virginia, it very well could make a difference.
But, I mean, no, because let's call it spade a spade here. My vote is Joe Jorgensen. My vote doesn't make a fucking difference.
Well, Pat, that's why you have to... Well, okay. All right, Pat, so I just did a quick Google search to find out stuff on the Electoral College. First one, it was one of the great compromises of the Constitutional Convention. The delegates in Philadelphia couldn't agree on the method to elect a chief executive, which was a new concept in 1787. And it says the very first founding fathers figured out the details for that. There were, it says here, what were some other ideas for picking a president? At least 4 other methods were proposed to elect a president and vice president. Election by Congress, election by state governors, election by state legislators, and direct election by voters. Alexander Hamilton defended the Electoral College. The Electoral College rules needed a fix pretty quickly. The first system allowed the electors to cast 2 votes for president. The 2 highest vote getters became president and vice president. That system worked when Washington was elected twice, in 1796 and 1800. It quickly fell apart, and it inflamed an already bad relationship between Hamilton and Aaron Burr. The 12th Amendment was ratified in 1804 to allow separate voters for president and vice president. Who can be an elector? Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution says that current federal employees can't be electors. Specifically, a person holding office of the trust or profit under the United States shall be appointed an elector. Why am I voting for the president directly on election day? That seems pretty obvious. Yeah, so there's some little fun facts. You can go right to this website, constitutioncenter.org, and it has 10 fascinating facts for the Electoral College.
How about this? Because everybody's up in arms about these mail-in ballots and how long this is going to take. India is so huge that the elections take weeks. India has more than 800 million eligible voters, which makes it the world's largest democracy. In order to accommodate an electorate that size, the government holds elections over the course of weeks, sometimes months. The last major general election was in 2014. Indians voted for the 543 members of parliament. It took place on 9 separate days over 5 weeks.
Wow.
It fucking works. That's my point.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're going to have probably close to, I would say we're going to have 170 million people vote in this election. It's going to be record shattering. I think it's going to be insane to watch tomorrow. I already told my brother's kids that, sorry guys, we're watching the news all day tomorrow. Big day. Big day. Big day. Whether to know if I have to kill myself or if I can keep on living. You know what I mean? Alright, Pat, I'm not sure if there's anything else you want to talk about today. I do want to remind all the listeners to go to, really to hit us up on any sort of feedback. Actually, Pat, I would appreciate if you could come up with another question to ask our listeners so that they can email in and answer the question.
Yeah, I can do that.
Go.
All right, number 9ers. Question of the week, episode 26. This is an open-ended question. I don't want, like, death by hammer. My question is, what's the worst way to die? Feel free to get elaborate, creative, even artistic. Feel free to really explore how you feel about this question.
So Erica sent us an article the other day that
This
said
mother-
huh?
I said, now who's getting the messages on their phone? This motherfucker.
That was something for the Monday night game. Tampa Bay and Giants are back. So Erica sends us this article the other day. Morgan Plea cremated by mistake while taking a nap. Could you fucking imagine that? Like, I just hope the guy didn't wake up. You know what I mean? Like, that's a bad way to go out.
Yeah, did you read that article?
No.
I didn't even see that she sent us that.
I tried to read it just now and it said it's no longer there. So I don't know what's up with that, but it's probably more that hashtag fake news. But you know how that goes.
What? She sent us that in text?
Yeah, she sent it to us right before the 480-pound woman.
Oh, the question that I had about that 480-pound woman. When the paramedics took his head out of her vagina,
Oh, yeah.
do you think it made that sound, like when you put your finger in your mouth? A little, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious, man. Was there a noise associated with his head coming out?
I'm sure there was. I
I
mean,
hope
I still can't imagine how his head fit in there, but I mean, whatever. You're telling me it's possible.
I can't believe you've ever seen porn like that.
No, I don't watch weird shit like that, dude. It's gross.
But I gotta say, you gotta really open up your porn horizon.
I really don't have to. I'm married, Pat.
You might end up catching a porn recommendation for movies to watch, and you're gonna have a real tough time with that.
All
I'm
right.
not talking like the Power Muff Girls or Muffet the Vampire Slayer. I'm talking some weird shit.
Yeah, I'm out. All right. I want to thank everybody for listening. Again, sorry if there's any audio issues. I noticed that Pat's cutting in and out a little bit. We're new to this, being away from each other, but we think it's important to get a show out to you. So it took us like an hour before we even started recording to figure out what we were doing. But hey, if you guys go to number9podcast.com and you want to help us get better at doing this far apart from each other, you can donate to us. There's a donation button on the bottom of every page. Why don't you go there, check it out, and then send back your feedback to the number9podcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Twitter at number9pod. Find us on Facebook, number9podcast, or Twitter, or what's that one you do, Pat? Instagram, the number9podcast.
This is like the best Instagram page to follow. I put pictures of the podcast, I put pictures of the characters, I put pictures of the guests, and I steal fucking memes from everybody. From Cotton and Emily to Erica to just regular Facebook. I'm Google searching funny shit. We finally have, we put this weekend, we have more followers than posts. So I've been posting one a day, every day, and our followers picked up enough this weekend, so we're being outpaced by followers. I'm pretty excited about that.
Hey, I'd be pretty pumped if people can give us some more follows on Twitter at number9pod. Currently we have 19 followers. I will say this, that's more followers than I have on my personal Twitter account, so I think that's pretty good.
We may have to dedicate ourselves to doing a tweet a day.
Yeah, we got to really step up our tweet game. Again, these things all go hand in hand, but one thing at a time. Let's perfect recording a podcast 3,000 miles away from each other.
Is that how far apart we are?
Probably somewhere's in that realm. 3,000, 3,500 miles.
Jeez.
Yeah. It was a 5-hour flight.
Yet here we are, still saying each other's ugly mugs on a video chat.
Yeah. Hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. All right, guys. Well, again, our next episode is gonna come out on Friday, most likely. If Pat and I are into it, maybe we'll do it Wednesday and put it out Thursday. But we'll see what happens with that. So just look Thursday or Friday. We should have one out. Thanks for listening.
I say good day.